Hello, everybody. It is Soundbites. My name is Rob Carson. Welcome back. Second half of the show. Right ahead. A lot of stuff to get to, food news and whatnot. And as the show progresses, we're going to start having more guests on the show. So be ready for that. I've got a lot of friends in the food industry. And for those of you just tuning in for the first time, I'm a talk radio host and also a nationally syndicated comedy writer. I've got about 100 cooking videos on the web. I'm self-taught. Been cooking for a very long time, most of my life, since I was 15 years old at a truck stop illegally in Iowa. And the reason why it helped me being a fry cook was it taught me how to get everything done at the same time. It taught me to juggle a lot of things. When you got pancakes over here and eggs over here and hash browns in the fryer, and you got toast in the toaster, and you're not only pouring coffee and waiting tables, but you're also busting the tables and making the food. It was good. It was a little hectic sometimes. It was a little hectic. So let's talk about what's coming up here. Costco introducing a huge bag of popcorn that looks really good. A guy in, I guess it was Singapore, got a McGriddle that was hard as a hockey puck. It's gone viral. Kraft macaroni and cheese. Do the different shapes make it taste better? My children said absolutely, and I agree too. It's funny. Remember that thing that Pizza Hut did where they put hot dogs in the crust? Well, they're doing that at Papa John's. Okay. And Red Robin is going to be serving Impossible burgers, among other things. And there'll be some other stuff involved in there as well. If you'd like to write me personally, carsonontheradio@gmail.com. carsonontheradio@gmail.com. Saw this piece in the UK Daily Mail. Now, for those of you who know me, I'm not a big fan of veganism. I say unless a doctor recommends you go vegan, you don't go vegan. Veganism is not natural for human beings. I am sorry, it is just not. And a lot of times it's really just about politics. It also is about arrogant vegans rubbing in your face their veganism. There was a story, and I don't have it in front of me right now, but apparently some major vegan web stars have been caught eating meat. Do you know why? Because it's natural to eat meat. That's why. Let me see if I can pull up this story here real quick. I sent it to myself, but I didn't include it this week. I'll probably have it in my next show. But some people, they've been caught. These vegans, supposedly, they're so healthy and they're so wonderful, and veganism is so awesome. And then what happens is they get very unhealthy. All right? Yeah, there's a story, and I'll share the next episode. The weird world of vegan YouTube stars is imploding. A couple of the major vegan stars, who again, they're very good about telling you how to eat. I had some vegans. I let some vegans stay with us. I didn't even know these people. I did it as a favor, and I went and got to Trader Joe's. I got a bunch of vegan food. And they actually went over the labels to make sure that I didn't get them anything non-vegan. All right? There's a couple of these big vegan stars that have attract unbelievable followings. And let's see, one of them here. One of them, hold on, let me find the name here. I'm not a big fan. One of these, Ronnie, Ravana and Bonnie Rebecca and Stella Ray are eating animal products, triggering outrage and an identity crisis. So, some of these vegan stars have been caught eating non-vegan food, including delicious fish. Here's Ravana. We can get it to play here real quick. It's buffering slightly. She was caught, by the way, eating fish, apparently. That was her big sin. It's not a sin, of course, to eat fish. It's completely natural to eat fish. There's a guy...
I just want to be completely honest and authentic.
She's a vegan YouTuber, and she was recently caught with fish on her plate.
It's been 2 months since I started incorporating eggs and fish into my diet.
She's not the first vegan YouTuber to admit a change in eating habits, apparently.
Hi, guys.
Bonnie Rebecca.
I feel like I'm almost living a lie, so I'm not vegan anymore.
I am no longer following
Raw alignment.
a vegan diet. I tried salmon. I had 8 ounces of salmon.
I tried animal
Timothy.
products and salmon and eggs.
Yeah, you guys, I ate chicken.
Della Ray.
Which is so shocking. I was so shook. I was still promoting myself as a vegan online.
All cited health problems as a reason for ending their vegan
Taking
diet.
time to process this new change in my diet and lifestyle. That's not my personal understanding of what it means to lie.
Did you notice all of these people talk up? Did you notice that? I did notice that. Yeah, these are 20-somethings trying to start some sort of a movement, and they did. They started all sorts of movements, I'm sure, in their body. Anyway, there's a story about musician Jessica Drew in the UK Daily Mail. She gave up eggs and dairy within weeks of her daughter being born. Apparently, Kayla was born severely allergic to milk and eggs. So it was so bad that I had to stop consuming dairy as it passed into my breast milk and made her very ill. So that's cool. I get that. She decided to remove all dairy from her diet. She's terrified of cross-contamination. Then she made the decision to swap to a vegan diet. More and more people I knew were trying. I thought, I'm already dairy-free. Might as well stop eating meat, too, because, that makes sense. If I'm going to starve myself of something, might as well starve myself of everything else. So she gave up eating animal products. Within a few months, she started feeling lethargic, needed several alarms to get out of bed in the morning. She noticed vast amounts of her hair coming out of her head. I've always had thick hair, healthy and bouncy curls, but a few weeks after turning vegan, it all began to fall out. Not in obvious bald patches, but a definite thinning all over. Came out in huge amounts on a brush, and I'd molt all over the house, leaving me with thinner areas, especially the front of my head. Here's the problem. Your body needs the protein keratin. To produce keratin, the body needs amino acids, the building blocks of a protein found in meat and fish. These could also be found in a vegan diet from sources such as beans, lentils, chickpeas, and soya alternatives to milk and yogurt, but Jessica admits she had not done enough to replace the animal sources of protein. Apparently, a lot of people on the vegan diet do the same thing. Nothing wrong with a meat diet. Nothing wrong with meat in your diet. Fish, whatever. Again, there was a guy a couple thousand years ago walked the desert with some disciples, and they ate meat, and they ate fish, and they ate bread, and they drank wine, and they were fine. They were all just fine. Costco has released a giant bag of popcorn. It's nearly naked popcorn. Thing's about 2 feet tall. 22-ounce bag made by Popcornopolis. Has over 1.3 pounds of popcorn in it. It is very simple American-grown corn, coconut oil, and salt. Gluten-free, has 33 calories per cup. Unfortunately, right now, you can only get them in San Diego and the Bay Area. In California, Colorado, and Arizona also carry the bags, but slightly smaller. 14-ounce are available on the Popcornopolis website. But, go big or go home. That is the slogan, I guess, of Costco, right, isn't it? Berkeley, California. Patrons of restaurants and coffee shops in Berkeley, California who don't bring a reusable cup for their beverage will have to pay 25 cents for a disposable one. Part of an ordinance approved by city officials to reduce restaurant waste. I have no problem with reducing restaurant waste. When I go to the store and I get those plastic bags from like Walmart or whatever, I'll say, listen, I don't want a whole bunch of them. Just give me, pack as much in there as you can, because I don't like to use them. I can only walk my dog so many times. Because that's what everybody uses them for dog poop, right? Ugh, it's a horrible thing. So they unanimously announced the fee, and the goal is to transition Berkeley from throwaway to reusable foodware. So you're going to bring your own cup, I guess. You got to bring your own cup when you go to McDonald's. That's what you're going to have to pay 25 cents. The ordinance is called disposable free dining. Also requires restaurants to provide takeout containers that are compostable by mid-2020 and to provide only reusable plates and utensils for those eating in. Yeah, why not? Bans on plastic bags received support there. They did that ban in 2014. Bans on plastic bags. They banned styrofoam in the 1980s. I'm not a big fan of tax, fee, but I try to be careful. I try to recycle. And I think it's kind of silly. When I bring home food and there's a plastic fork with it, I'll put the plastic fork in the dishwasher. Sometimes it comes out all melty, but if it doesn't, I use it a bunch of times. Why the heck not? Why not? So anyway, that's what they want to do. They want to have you bring your own containers. Berkeley voters also became the first in the country to approve taxing sodas to curb consumption, which is ridiculous. You cannot tax something to curb consumption. It's ridiculous. And several other cities, apparently, they have been removed as an ordinance. It's becoming expensive to live in Berkeley. I mean, it already was, right? But for students, apparently, the charge comes as restaurants just adjust to an increase in the minimum wage to $15 an hour. One student said, everybody's excited about doing something for the environment. But then the food prices go up, but the student doesn't make the connection and stops eating out and business goes down. That's a concern. Well, duh. Papa John's. Had some Papa John's the other night. I'm a fan of their veggie. I'm actually a fan of their veggie pizza. I enjoy it a lot. We had 2 of them the other night. I mistakenly screwed up the order online. My children were not happy because I had ordered one of the specialty pizzas. But apparently, I don't know, I screwed up the order. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to navigate the Papa John's thing, and I was using some of my Papa John's credits that I had. I had some points, and I got one half price, all that, and it's nice. I wish I lived in a city where they had a good, Papa John's did a good job with sports franchises and discounting food. When I was in Washington, D.C., depending on the sport, it could have been the Capitals, could have been the Nationals, could have been the Redskins, but you'd never win the Redskins because they always lose. Could have been the Wizards. But you could look at the next day, Wizards victory, and they scored over 100 points. Check this out. You know the number of free toppings, the most free toppings I got on one pizza because a team in Washington, D.C. did well? 18 free toppings. I got a pizza with 8, it was almost everything. So extra cheese, spinach, pepper, bell peppers, onions, bacon. It was like a 10-pound pizza. 16 free toppings. I think it was a Wizards game. But anyway, they've revamped their menu in time for spring. Fiery buffalo chicken, zesty Italian trio, including sausage, salami, and pepperoni. Philly cheesesteak, super Hawaiian. Classic Hawaiian, but with regular bacon in addition to Canadian bacon. And ultimate pepperoni and meatball. That was the other pizza I was supposed to order the other night, but it became a vegetarian pizza. But the veggie delight is quite delightful. Quite delightful. Gin and tonic popsicles coming to store near you, possibly. Gordon's Gin teaming up with who is it? Pops, the masterminds behind the first ever champagne popsicle. They're doing a G&T, a gin and juice. A gin and juice, London dry gin, real lime juice, 47 calories. Not much of a buzz. 0.5% alcohol by volume. So that's the 3. You thought 3.2 beer was bad? No. That's nothing. Apparently, they are going to try and bring up the alcohol volume. I'm assuming that has something to do with the fact that if you really up the alcohol volume, they won't freeze. So, here, I just read this. Not currently shipped to the U.S., but hopefully they will be. At the liquor store that I go get my wonderful box wine, they have Jell-O shots in the fridge. I'm kind of past that stage in my life. Our meal kit's a good option. We had last night Blue Apron. We had Blue Apron on Monday. So now grocery stores are offering boxed meal kits complete with axing the delivery service model. Happy Food Company is one of them here in the Kansas City area. I'm hopefully going to have one of the owners, the entrepreneurs who put it together on the show. One major perk that meal kits offer is the idea of limiting food waste, since grocery store shopping sometimes leads to excess ingredient purchases. Of course, anyone cooking for 1 or 2 people, you buy an entire head of broccoli or a big bunch of cilantro, won't get used, might not make much sense. Meal kits provide the opportunity for customers to get exactly what's needed for a serving without any leftovers. Yes, that's true. For some, meal kits offer an introduction to new protein, spices, or unusual ingredients they've never tried before. True again. But depending on the meal plan, a meal kit that serves 2 people will run about $20. It's maybe more than a lot of people are paying for groceries per meal. For example, Blue Apron charges $47.95 a week for 2 meals for 2 people, which breaks down to $9.99 plus $7.99 shipping. That may sound steep to the budget shopper, but it might save a lot of time for anyone who spends a lot of time in the supermarket buying foods that eventually get trashed. Now, we have enough for 3 out of one of the meal kits. Last night we made this Asian noodle with yellow curry and coconut milk, and I figured we wouldn't have enough noodles. So I went ahead and made some more just noodles, Asian noodles I had in my cabinet, and added to it because there's plenty of sauce to go around. So we had plenty of food for 3 people, my daughter, my wife, and me. All right? Meal kits involving recipes like Cajun shrimp, corn pancakes, sauteed summer vegetables. You know, if you're going to go buy some seafood, you'd probably be better off with a meal kit because otherwise you're going to have to buy the whole bag of shrimp, you know? So that's, you know, one of the positives of it. The vegetarian recipes, which call for, less expensive proteins like chicken, thighs, shopping a la carte might be easier on the wallet if you want vegetarian. So, vegetarian or ones involving cheaper meat, you're better off. Another strategy is to build meals around what happens to be on sale and only buy as much as needed. I do that at the grocery store. I know exactly where some things are going to be discounted at Walmart or Hen House or Price Chopper. I'm a freak that way. I'm kind of a freak that way. From a financial perspective, you are generally best off buying the ingredients separately and cooking from scratch. Lisa Young, PhD, a nutritionist, says a lot of meal planning with clients. However, said Young, it is often overwhelming for people to do a lot of pre-planning and shopping. The kits offer portion control and convenience, so that's true. And it is just enough. It's just enough. You don't overeat. You don't make too much. I'm one of those people who I cook very well for like 6, but not very well for 2. So I'm one of those people. Kraft macaroni and cheese. Their latest shape edition, unicorn shape. Okay? So you got unicorn shapes, consists of macaroni in shape of unicorn heads, rainbows, and stars. Wow, that sounds super. Comes with the same cheese packet. Okay? No artificial flavors, artificial preservatives, or artificial dyes. All it needs, of course, is water, butter, milk. Do not make it with olive oil. Your children will crucify you. I tried it. Does not work with olive oil. No. Use butter. But we have had this debate before, and I will tell you to a child, and I might even disagree, they're better in shapes. They're better as SpongeBob. SpongeBob was huge with my kids. SpongeBob mac and cheese. Scooby-Doo mac and cheese. Dora the Explorer mac and cheese. It is a brilliant concept. Like alphabet soup, maybe when you were a kid. Alphabet soup is, you could spell things with your soup. And it was just a way to play with your food without your mom yelling at you. So, yeah, why not? Why not? Let's see what else we got here. I got a ton of stuff I want to get to. I want to get to the guy who says that he had a McGriddle that was hard as a rock in Singapore. Arby's introduced 3 new King's Hawaiian sandwiches. Arby's has some great sandwiches. We have the meats. Hold on, let me see. We have the meats. I have my cold voice going, so it sounds a little better. Anyway, there's the King's Hawaiian, which is a gigantic brand. Big Kahuna sandwich features a crispy buttermilk chicken fillet, sliced 13-hour brisket, pit smoked ham paired with melted Swiss cheese, lettuce, tomato, and sweet and spicy pineapple habanero mustard sauce. That sounds good. And so on a King's Hawaiian bun, it says here you can expect to pay the best part of $10 for this burger. King's Hawaiian sweet and spicy luau chicken sandwich features a crispy fried buttermilk chicken fillet, smoked ham, melted cheese sauce, lettuce, tomato, and a sweet and spicy pineapple habanero mustard sauce, all sandwiched between 2 King's Hawaiian buns. And, of course, the King's Hawaiian Smokehouse brisket sandwich features 13-hour smoked beef brisket, melted smoked Gouda, crispy onions. This sounds great. Smoky barbecue sauce and mayo on a King's Hawaiian bun. All of those are available. So, sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Let's get to the McRock. Now, you're not going to be able to see this or hear this on the radio. You'll be able to hear it, but you won't be able to see it on the radio. This is a guy, Facebook user by the name of Edwin Edel, shared footage of an apparently rock-hard snack he received at a branch of a fast food chain in Singapore, trying to cut in the McGriddle sandwich with no luck with a metal fork or a screwdriver even finds the pancake intact after dropping it off a building. So here is the audio for those of you. Here he is hitting the McGriddle with a hand and then a plastic fork, which the tines bend, of course. So he moves on to no luck with the plastic fork. Uses the back of the fork, the round end of the fork. None of that is going to work on this McGriddle. All right. So where else does he go with this? Well, let's find out here. Okay, goes metal fork, bent the metal fork in half, hits it with a hammer. Trying to hit it with a hammer here. Okay, running it over with his car and dropping it from the building. And, of course, it remained intact. Now, let me just say that I think this is obviously fake. This is an attempt by someone to besmirch McDonald's again. You know, I did it earlier with that stupid Supersize Me attack on McDonald's, and that guy should have been sued, but he didn't. This is a guy, he called it a sausage McRock, said he had not frozen or done anything in the snack. Bullcrap. I don't believe you at all. That McDonald's does not operate that way, and if they did, that franchise would be out of business tomorrow. So, as far as this is concerned, bullcrap. I don't believe it. Don't believe it one little bit. And these kind of things are injurious to business. People inserting stuff into their food that they're found to be fraudulent, they deserve to be sued. You put a mouse in your whatever at whatever restaurant. There's a celebrity who said that he found 13 intact staples in his Chipotle burrito. I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, mistakes do happen. Don't get me wrong. Mistakes do happen in restaurants. But I don't know. So this is interesting. These refreshing malt beverages and also these new alcohol-flavored waters. I discovered these last year. And because one of my jobs requires that I work outside and in a lot of heat. And I would come home and I drank 10, 15 bottles of water a day and never peed. That's the amazing thing. When you work outside, it's 100 degrees outside. You can drink 15 bottles of water and never pee. It's weird. But I come home and I found these flavored water. They were an alcohol flavored water, came in these little cans. And it's not like Zima, because Zima, remember Zima? Zima was a malt beverage. These are actually like an alcohol flavored water. And I thought refreshing, okay? They were really refreshing. And when you're parched and you've been working in the heat or you're laying by, refreshing means a lot. I never really understood how important refreshing was. But I really enjoy it. I thought they were wonderful. Got to be careful with them because they're not very big. And man, you put a buzz on in a hurry. Well, Corona Frescas are out. Going to have fruity flavors like guava, coconut, and passion fruit. Flavors of Mexico include a hint of lime in every can. Right now, they're available in select stores in California, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Florida, and North Carolina. Be available nationwide the end of May. 6-packs, $10. 12-packs, $17. 4.5% alcohol by volume. So I think they're great. Remember California Coolers years ago, and then Zima, and then now this. Genuinely refreshing. Oh, Geno's has got a new flavor of pizza rolls for the first time in a long time. Cheeseburger flavor. Geno's pizza rolls were the deal. I remember when I was a little boy, the only pizza in the freezer case was like Geno's, and it was crap on a cracker. The Geno's pizza was terrible. It had a little square diced pepperoni on it. It had bad mozzarella on it, barely any sauce. It was a bad pizza, and they were like $1 or 79 cents or something. I think they still are. They're terrible. Those are terrible. There are other Geno's that are made now that are great. Now, Geno's pizza rolls have always been good. At least good enough. You know? My kids have never been crazy about them. When we got them when I was a kid, we went nuts. Because we didn't get them very often. But cheeseburger pizza rolls are when the golden crust stuffed with beef pizza topping, tomato puree, reduced fat cheddar cheese, 50 rolls in a bag, both at Walmart and Target. Advertise them and mention them on their website. First time since a new flavor since 2017 when they did macaroni and cheese with bacon pizza rolls. What? I didn't know those were out. Are they still out? I think I might have to get some of those. So, yeah, the cheeseburger flavor is available right now, targeted Walmart. Domino's is apparently doing what Pizza Hut did a few years ago and putting hot dogs in the crust. Not in U.S. stores, however. It's called the Calzee hot dog, filled with mozzarella, sliced hot dog, and yellow mustard. Hot dog pizza is not only topped with a sausage-style meat, also stuffed in the crust. So, hot dogs on the thing. Yeah. Domino's France also included a burger pizza with tomato sauce, mozzarella, beef meatballs, onions, pickles, tomatoes. Drizzle of burger sauce, whatever that is. I had the Pizza hot dog pizza. I talked about it on the radio just to try it. It's not that great. Not that great. What percentage of Americans would eat lab-grown meat? Now, there are some positives to lab-grown meat. This is real meat protein made from stem cells of animals, and the animals don't have to die. What percentage of Americans will try it? Only 29.8% of Americans willing to buy lab-grown meat, according to market research. China, much more. 59% of Chinese people said they do it most of the time because, a lot of them are starving. 48.7% of Indians as well. Again, a lot of them are starving. So a lot of people in America wouldn't, but, in countries where hunger actually exists in a massive way, and don't even go there politically with me on the hunger thing. We're well-fed in this country. Some people do go hungry. Don't get me wrong. But not like India. It looks like Red Robin is introducing what they call the Impossible Burger. This has been available at restaurants like, White Castle. Okay. January, Impossible Foods debuted a revamped formula of the Impossible Burger 2.0 in Vegas. And apparently they put it on at Red Robin. You can get an Impossible, which is a meat-free burger at Red Robin starting next month. 570 locations. Our fans expect variety, creativity, and culinary innovation at Red Robin, so it was important for us to offer a plant-based option that appeals to traditional burger lovers, flexitarians, or anyone craving a delicious burger. So you can get this thing basically served as you would a burger with pickle, red onion, pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, mayo. Okay. You can also add some shrooms to it, apparently, as well. And, of course, you get your Impossible Burgers come with your bottomless steak fries. God bless the bottomless steak fries. And God bless the Tower of Onion Rings, too, by the way. Absolutely glorious. And that's going to do it for this edition of Soundbites with moi, Rob Carson. I hope you've enjoyed the show today. I certainly consider it an honor to be on this network. If you'd like to check out my Instagram page with my food porn, you just look up Rob Carson Show. And it's a subtitled Carson's Crappy Kitchen because I do have a crappy kitchen, but I make the most of it. I have a 4-burner stove, and only 3 other burners work, and it's electric, and it's awful. And then, of course, you can look at me on Facebook at Rob Carson's Table. So Rob Carson's Table is where you can find that as well. All right. So again, Instagram, Rob Carson Show. Facebook, Rob Carson's Table. If you'd like to advertise on this show, you can write me personally, carsonontheradio@gmail.com, carsonontheradio@gmail.com. This is Revolutionary Talk Radio. It's about food. Spoonie.com, Spoonie Radio. I'm Rob Carson. See you soon.